It's both. Who says it's booming? Who is not sure? Who is confused? So, ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome once again for this training. My name is Mram Samson. Like Mr. Onara said, can I get a clicker? So, I've been in network marketing for the last 12 years. We've done it. It has done us. We've done it again. We are back doing it again. Ladies and gentlemen, those who went through the morning script I was telling the cell I was in, that for the last 12 years, when we've still been in the business for 12 years successfully, it's not that there are days when we've not failed. We have failed before. It's not that we've been the most committed people. No. There are times when our commitment has also been down. But I told them one thing. If you're going to be a champion, if you're going to be a top achiever, if you're going to be a great leader in the industry, you must conquer shame. You must conquer shame. You must conquer the fear. You must conquer that shame of how will people look at me? I've been off for a week. I've been off for a month. How will people look at me when I come back? I want you to conquer that shame and come back and say, I am here. Say what you have to say. I'm back. Yes. I am? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, very many distributors go for a week and they never come back. Why? Because of fear, because of shame, that how will people look at me? Ladies and gentlemen, this is your life. This is your business. Are we together? All of us, ladies and gentlemen, we go through challenges. But I want you to have that confidence. I want you to conquer that shame of, yes, upline is going to talk that I've been off. Yes, let him talk. But face him. Make that walk of shame into wudu and begin your business again. That's how we've won for the last 12 years. Are we together? You've not been coming for a morning sale. It is okay. Me, I'm telling you, it is okay. Because all of us face challenges. But it is not okay if you don't face that shame of coming back. When you don't come back, you've lost forever. If you come back and they talk about you, they shun you, you've lost for that single moment when they are talking. But after that, everything is normal. Are we together? I want you to have that commitment. I want you to have that level of commitment that even when things are not working out, because your commitment is up there, you will still come back and face it. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, today, my training is about building trust and relationships in MLM. This is actually the strongest thing in our business. This is a skill you as a person, you must master. If you are going to build a very successful network, if you are going to build a very big business that's going to earn you a lot of money, the trust levels and the kind of relationships you have built within your network are going to determine how much money and how long you are going to be in this business. Why? They're saying that, ladies and gentlemen, building customer trust and relationships is one of the most important skills for long-term success in MLM. And they're saying that trust is your real currency in MLM. Trust is what's going to determine how much money you are going to make. Trust is what's going to determine how deep your network is going to go. How deep? Let me tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. You can build business for 1 year, for 2 years, and you'll always have shallow business. The moment trust is not there. Ladies and gentlemen, without trust, people won't even buy. People won't even stay in your business. Even if your product is great, even if you're the greatest leader, even if you're the greatest upline, even if you have all the knowledge about products, about network development, but the trust levels are low, ladies and gentlemen, you will forever be beginning business. You will forever, ladies and gentlemen, be struggling in your entire networking life. Why? The moment trust is lost, the moment the honesty drops, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who comes exits. Are we together? People will always quit business. Ladies and gentlemen, lack of trust and honesty is going to accelerate the rate at which people quit. That's why you wake up in the morning and see a sale disappearing out of the blue in 1 week or 2 weeks. That was trust. It was not normal business attrition. It was not normal. Business has failed. If business is failing, ladies and gentlemen, the sale can even take 1 year to be done. You can take a full year to lose your network if it's about normal business trends. But when an issue of trust and honesty enters your network, it is only 1 week or 1 month, and the whole network is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, are saying that in MLM, trust enhances duplication in your network. It enhances duplication in your network. The moment, ladies and gentlemen, your trust levels are so high, people are confident, people feel comfortable inviting their friends to also be part of your network. Ladies and gentlemen, trust is why customers will also give you referrals. I cannot refer my friend to a hospital that mistreated me. I cannot refer my friend. I cannot recommend you to go to a shop where I entered and the shopkeeper remained, as in the shopkeeper was not trustworthy. Are we together? When I asked, how much is the product? 50,000. And then you say, who buys or who sells this shirt at 50,000? And then the guy says, it's okay. You can also pay 20,000. I will not come back. How many of us have met a border guy? Are we together? The guy says, how much is it from here to Wandegea? The guy says, 3K. Many times you don't even bargain. You say, you go. Let me get another one. That's what happens. Most of you, ladies and gentlemen, your distributors or clients are coming. You want to charge. Yes, I know you're supposed to charge any amount you want. But ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to actually think about the sanity of these people. Do you think with what you're charging them, they will still trust you? That you will keep this client for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years? When there are other distributors like you who are charging reasonable prices? Guys, I'm not saying don't make big profits, but I'm saying make reasonable profits. Make reasonable profits. There is making a profit. There's also making a reasonable. I want you to make a reasonable profit. If they say the SRP is maybe 130,000, you can charge 150. You can charge 160. That's reasonable. You can charge 170. But the moment you start charging 250 for the same product, tomorrow should someone else meet the same client with the same product, forget about the prospect. Forget about the client. Forget about the client. It's the same, ladies and gentlemen, when you go in a shop and someone says, me, my rice is 5,000 per kg. And the next shop, they are selling it at 3,000. You'll never go back to that shopkeeper. You know the guy is what? He's not honest in his dealings. He is trying to exploit me. That's how you think about him. It's a something, ladies and gentlemen, in your networks. Are you trustworthy? Can the people back on you? When you say that this is the figure the company is charging, is it the figure? Or you're adding in your own money without accountability? Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, trust is why customers will give you referrals. Do you want to have as many referrals as possible from your clients? Ladies and gentlemen, it's how you are going to treat them. That honesty, that relationship you are going to build with them is what's going to give them the confidence that even when they give you other friends of theirs, you are going to handle them equally well. That's saying, ladies and gentlemen, trust is what keeps a long-term relationship with your customers. This is the real business growth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a commitment I made when I joined MLM after a few years. Do not allow a downline to quit because of you. Let them quit because of their personal issues. Let them go because they can no longer invite. Let them go because they can no longer present. Let them go because they no longer have the time. Let them go because, ladies and gentlemen, it's them. Let them not go because of how you treated them in business. Let them not go because of how you mismanaged their finances. Let them not go, ladies and gentlemen, because you refuse to give them time. Are we together? Let them go because of their personal reasons. Do not give them the reason to go. Make it very hard for them. When you build a good relationship with your customers, with your downlines, in this case, the customers we are talking about are your downlines and your product clients. Make it so hard for them to go. When I was quitting QuestNet, my first company, some of you know Mr. Rajab and Coach Kato. These guys were my grand uplines. Almost, I don't know how many levels up. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, when we were leaving, it took me 6 months to quit. Every day, one step. Every day, one step. I started coming in presentations. I stopped inviting. I was looking for all the reasons on how do I go. Because today you go, tomorrow you remember your upline. Today you go, tomorrow you remember how this guy supported you when you were down. Today you go, tomorrow you remember how this guy has invested a lot of time in you. You come back. Today you feel like you want to go. You remember how you took this upline of yours up country or for any outreach. You feel you want to go. Then you remember how this guy has been having sleepless nights training your team, presenting to your guests on Zoom, on Google Meet. Like, you know what? No. You want to go. You remember how you've walked this distance with your upline. You're like, you know what? No. Let me be here. Every time you do a good deed, every time you work on the relationship of your downline, you are depositing. You are depositing. You are keeping credit with your downline. Are we together? The day they want to go, they are withdrawing from the what? From that account you've been depositing in. If you've deposited there 1 million gestures, they have got 1 million reasons to go. They will quit 1 million times. How many of us have had a downline who has tried to quit for the last 7 months? For the last 7 months, I've been in the act of quitting. Do you know why it has been hard for them? You deposited credit worth 7 months. That's why they are still here. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, every single day, I want you to look at how far have I gone with building the relationship with this downline of mine, with this leader of mine. Make it hard for them. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about how you build trust, or what are the things you must put into consideration if you are going to enhance the trust people have in you and also strengthen the relationship you have with your downlines and your clients or customers. Ladies and gentlemen, number one is honesty and integrity. Ladies and gentlemen are saying that clearly give out information on your business opportunity and products without representation. I know we must sell. I know we are marketeers. But ladies and gentlemen, do not be hypey. Do not overhype your product. Do not overhype your business plan. Because ladies and gentlemen, the more you overhype, the more you're going to have very many disappointed people in your network. The more, ladies and gentlemen, you overhype your product, the more you're going to have dissatisfied clients in your clientele, product clientele. The more, ladies and gentlemen, you misrepresent the business opportunity. The more, ladies and gentlemen, you lie about your business opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, the more frustrated distributors you are building. And a team of frustrated people, ladies and gentlemen, is not an asset to your network. It is a problem in your network. Some of you are telling lies. You are not actually building networks. You are building problems. You are building problems. You're not building what? A network. You're building a problem. It's waiting for the day it's going to burst. And when it bursts, it won't only affect itself, but even the people around. Even the people around. Because ladies and gentlemen, it will take, they say that you can take, ladies and gentlemen, years. You can take a very long time to build your trust, integrity, the honesty. Are we together? It can take you years. But it is just it takes a snap to lose the trust, to lose the respect, to lose everything you've built for years. I want, ladies and gentlemen, I want that as you give out the information, let's be so clear. Are we together? Let's be so honest. Be transparent in all ways, especially on the expected work and the incomes. Are we together? Be transparent. Tell this person, man, you are joining our business, but you know what? You're going to sponsor some people. You know what? You've joined our business, but you're going to do what? You're going to sell some products. You know what? You're joining our business, but it's going to require you to put in some time to learn. Be honest with them. Ladies and gentlemen, this saves you a lot of trouble. And actually, you are going to have the most peaceful business ever. I am someone who loves peace of mind. I love business which is so peaceful. I love business, ladies and gentlemen, where everyone feels they own their business. That's the business I believe in. The moment, ladies and gentlemen, you put in so many misrepresentations, you'll never have independent business because you will always have to be there to cover up those lies so that people don't realize where you said the wrong things. In my previous business, I had a downline. This guy used to do product purchases for people. But what he used to do? He never used to give them products. They would give him the money. I don't know how he was doing it. Before I realized, I said, you know what? I reached a point whereby every day I had a different sale I would attend. Monday, I'm in his sale. Tuesday, I'm in her sale. Wednesday, I'm in this sale. Thursday, I'm in the other one. Friday, I'm in the other one. Because I wanted to know what is happening down in my business. I never used to attend any sale twice in a week, no. Some, it was even once in a month. But I had to make sure I get to know. I go to this sale. Oh God, I said, guys, do you have any questions for me? Upline. Is it that when you make a purchase, do you get products or don't get the products? I said, Now there as a leader, you don't immediately react. You ask another person. You want to hear. You ask another person. You want to do what? You want to hear. But you know what? These guys for so long had refused me to be in their sale. Why? They knew the day they are exposed, it will be trouble. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to have independent business from you if there is no honesty and integrity in your team. You will not have it. That team, you'll be like this together all the time. Should you step away, trouble. To be what? Trouble. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, deliver on your promises. Commitment. Deliver on what? On your promises. Ladies and gentlemen, commitments increase on the trust they have in you. I think there was Anela here. They say, deliver on what? On your promises. You've promised someone, fight to deliver. Are we together? You've promised someone something. Do like you said. Are we together? You promised someone something. Please, be there. A promise is a what? Is a debt. But I'm not saying don't fear to promise. I want you to overpromise because you are going to over-deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, you must sell yourself. But sell yourself knowing that you are going to do what? To pay the price. You must package yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be honest with you. You cannot sell if you don't give someone a reason why they need to join you. And for someone to join you, you must sell yourself. You must give the promises. But now we are saying, are you ready to commit to those promises you made? Are you ready to commit to those promises that you made? Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be in that fighting mode. I want you to be in that fighting mode all the time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you want to keep your name clean. When your name is clean, ladies and gentlemen, everyone will fight to be with you. Everyone will fight to follow you. Everyone will fight to be in your network. Everyone will fight to keep around you in business. Because they know your strength. Because they know when you promise, you will fight. You'll do whatever it takes to make sure the promise is delivered. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, share. This is something I learned from Mr. Elias. He said, disclaimers in your business show your level of authenticity. They show your level of integrity. Disclaimers. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, that's what this last point is about. That share both the wins and the struggles of the business to your downlines so that they see the reality, not just the highlights. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to reach a point with your downlines. Build that strong relationship with your downlines. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when things go wrong, you recall them and tell them that, you know what? This was supposed to happen like this, but it didn't happen like that. And they're okay with it. Because you're open to them. Other than keeping them in the dark and they realize it by themselves. Guys, it hits different. And it's looked at in a different way. When I say something, and then I fail to deliver, I fail to honor, but then I come and tell you. I said this, but you know what? It didn't turn out like I thought. Verses whereby I realize it and I zip up. I keep quiet. The day you realize it, you will know that my intentions were not right from the beginning. Are we together? But the moment, ladies and gentlemen, I come and tell you, know what? Here we won. But you know what? Here we have failed. Let us face it together. They will know that my intentions were pure. I want you to fight, ladies and gentlemen, that your downlines, your clients, they always see that purity in you. They see that honesty and integrity in you. That's what I want you to fight for. If you are going to build networks of tens of thousands of people, ladies and gentlemen, honesty and integrity are a must. You cannot compromise on this. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to number two, I'm saying that a successful business is built not only on products or services, but on trust and integrity. I want you to remember one of the points where I said that people do not just buy your product. If there is no trust, however good the product is, they will not buy. How many of us have met downlines or have met frustrated clients in businesses out there and someone says, man, those guys have good products. They have good food, but their services, no. Not at all. You guys have got a good business, but someone ate my money. I cannot do that business. Have you met those people? You know what? That concept is a very good one, but you have got very bad characters. Have you met those people? The product and service are good, but trust and integrity is lacking. And this is where very many networkers have got it all wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to work on what? Work on yourself. I want you to do whatever you can to make sure that your integrity is up there. I want people to trust you with everything. Are we together? I want you to build that good relationship with people you're working with. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you are not only looking at earning the binary from them. You're not looking at getting the sponsoring from them. You are looking at, can I have 1,000 people from this person? Can I have 10,000 people from this person? Can I have 1,000,000 people from this person? How will you have 10,000 people from someone who you are telling lies, whose money you are eating, who, ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowing to move away from it to go and grow because there is something you are hiding? There's no way. Are we together? Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, your customers. If you're going to build a very good relationship with your customers, it begins by you knowing them. They are saying, ladies and gentlemen, every client has got unique needs and preferences. Take time to know their needs and preferences and values. The moment you know who Hamson is, then you know how to serve me. You know how to handle me. You know how to keep me in your network. What do you say and what don't you say? You know, ladies and gentlemen, what turns me on. You know what motivates me the moment you get to know who I am. When you know their needs, you'll have personalized interactions tailored to them. You'll have customized services tailored to them. You'll have customized knowledge meant for them. That's, ladies and gentlemen, if you have taken your client to our manager up there on level 3, the first thing he says, he listens. You first do what? You first listen. You want to first know what is the problem of this person? What is the history of this person? Then you can start talking, knowing what are the needs. What does this person prefer? What have they tried and what have they not tried? When you get someone in your team, you want to know which trenches have they jumped, which trenches have they been in, so that you know, do I have a hardcore guy in my business or do I have a soft guy in my business? Do I have a rich person in my business or I have a struggling person in my business? You must know how to handle the different people in your network. Do I have a full-timer in my business or do I have a part-timer in my business? Do I have a student in my business or do I have someone who's done with campus in my business? I remember there's someone I brought in business called Ali Rasul. He was from Bukavu, DRC. I bring this guy in business. He says, you know what, Thompson? I want to put in 19 million Ugandan shillings in the business. But actually, I remember before he put in the money, he called me and said, Thompson, I want to have a very serious talk with you. You know, when the down says, I want to have a serious talk with you, you start imagining, what does this guy want? I think he has problems of inviting. I think he has problems of presenting. I think he has problems of time. Not so. Maybe he has problems with the family members. Maybe he has a problem with the neighbors. Maybe he has a problem with the what? With the downline. I said, no problem, I'll meet you tomorrow. Evening, the guy comes. He was waiting for me. We go in my office. So, Mr. Ali, how are you? How is business? Good. So tell me, what is the problem? Ali says, Hamson, something has been bothering me in your business. I said, what's the problem? This was his question. Is this business for the poor only, or everyone can be a part of it? I said, You pause a moment because like, okay, who asked this question? I've never heard about it. The guy says, everywhere I go, everyone is saying, I was poor, dead broke, I was struggling, he was like, Hamson, is it that this life is for people who are struggling only? Are we together? The guy was like, Hamson, like, should I go on stage and say I'm poor when I'm not poor? I said, no, you have to tell your story. You have to tell your story. Are we together? People are joining this business for different reasons. Some are joining to supplement their incomes. Some are joining to help the neighbors. Some are doing this for charity. There are people, I remember we had, in our previous company where I was with the Ruthies, we had Dr. Chigundu. Yes. The electoral commissions guy, the chairman. We had Murwana in business, and the guy would come to me for presentations every end of the month. Was he a poor guy? No. He wanted a belonging. He wanted a belonging. Huh? Yes. Guys, everyone can join the business. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, you must know, who do I have in front of me? The moment there is, I remember there's a time, a download of man called Boaz. Boaz was so connected. He was the president of the Rubirizi fraternity. You know Rubirizi district. He had also been the chairman of the engineering class of Chambogo for all the years he was in Chambogo. This guy was meeting only top-notch people. Those were his clients. One morning, we go to meet this, he was the accountant, he's the accountant. Is it the accountant general? Something like that. General accountant of Ministry of Finance. We got to meet this guy. He was from their area. He says, Samson, I have someone to talk to. The guy goes and does, we go for the presentation. We do the presentation and like, you know what? People are making a lot of money. You can make $1 million every single day. You know what the guy told us? $1 million every single day. That is wasting my time. That is wasting my time. I cannot put my time where I'll earn $1 million every day when I'm working every day. No way. The guy said it's a good business, but not for me. It's below my caliber. It's below my caliber. Guys are making money out there. Such a person, can you still get him in our business? Can you still get him in our business? The moment you know the guy is that big, come with a bigger talk. Oh, come and talk well about your products. You are going to win this guy, arms down. He is going to join your business, not because you are going to help him to earn money. Instead, he is going to join your business because of his health. Tell him, you know what? All your family, they need these products. Their mothers are sick. These guys, let me tell you one thing. I don't know what happens. When someone gets so rich, everyone around them starts falling sick. Not because they are sick, by the way, but because they can afford paying for a bill every time they go to hospital. Have you seen the sons of rich men? The finger is paining. Oh, take the son to Nakasero. Take that daughter to Nakasero. You know what? I woke up when this chick was not okay. Go to case clinic. You go and check what has happened. They are not for us to wake up when the store is not even, it's like this. You say, it is okay. It will be okay along the day. Flu comes, you say, this one, it is okay. It will go by itself. You don't even give it attention because you know what? I don't have money to waste on buying flu caps. For what? What is my immunity meant for? Are you together? You convince yourself that me, I am hardcore. It is because the bill is hardcore. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, get to know your clients. When you know your client, everyone can become, when you know the people in front of you, everyone can become your client. Everyone can become your client. Ladies and gentlemen, listen more than you talk. Ask about their needs, their lifestyle, their challenges. Use their answers to guide your recommendations. Use the information you've gathered from them to know what do they need. Are we together? And ladies and gentlemen, show empathy by understanding and acknowledging your customers' needs and concerns. This helps you to serve them better. Ladies and gentlemen, always put yourself in the shoes of your clients, of your downlines. Always accept when a downline says, I have this problem, don't abuse them. Don't say you're lazy. Don't say you're whatever. Are we together? Tell them, I understand. I know what you're going through. I have been there, but this is what I did. And this is what I recommend. Are we together? Always be on the understanding side of your clients, of your downlines. You are going to retain more. When someone gets that thing in their mind, that this person in front of me understands what I'm going through, ladies and gentlemen, they are ready to listen for any remedy. They are ready to listen to any solution you're giving them because they know you understand. The moment you don't understand what they are going through, they'll never accept any solution you give them, however good it is. How many of you have ever tried to talk to a downline and the guy says, Appen, you're not understanding me. Appen, you don't know what I'm going through. Appen, you don't know this. Appen, you're talking on the side of you are making the money. You're not looking at us or not making the money. Just know you've not taken time to listen to this person and acknowledge their concerns. You lose that person. You don't lose someone because you don't have solutions. You lose someone because you don't want to understand them, for them to accept your recommendations, for them to accept your piece of advice. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, next is follow-up and constant communication. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that builds the trust between you and your clients is the follow-up you do on them, is the time you give them. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that keeps your downline intact, that keeps your downline in the game, is how you communicate with them, is how you follow up on them. Ladies and gentlemen, no one cares about how much you know and who you are until they get to know how much you care about them. Even if you're the best, but you don't care about my issues, then I don't care how good you are. I don't care about how much money you have. I don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, communication keeps holding the bridge between you and your clients. If someone comes to see the business, ladies and gentlemen, keep it up. Has your downline given birth? Call them and congratulate them. Are they in the hospital? Call them and check on them. You're not one paying the bill. But checking on them, ladies and gentlemen, it goes a long way. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, their kids have come back from school. Please, call them and ask them, how are the children? Yes, the schools have actually, kids are now back at home. How are they doing? I know now your house is on fire. Crack a joke with them. Let them feel, you know what? This person is a good person, you know. Business is hard, but this guy is good. I cannot lose him. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, this also helps to gather feedback about their satisfaction. The more you keep in constant communication with your person, the more they open up to tell you where have things not worked out. For someone to open up and tell you, man, I'm not coming for the morning training because I have this issue at home. For someone to wake up and tell you, you know what, Upline? By the way, you see me not inviting, but the truth is many times I don't have airtime. For someone to reach that point of breaking down and expose themselves to you, It's how much have you showed you care about them, the communication you have with them. Is why they reach a point and say, you know what, by the upline, I love this business, but you know what, I have these issues. And before someone opens up, tell you their issues, you can never have a solution to the issues that you don't know about. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows how much you care about them, not as just your clients, but the genuine interest in building the relationships you have with them. Use all the mediums of communication to avoid monotony. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, genuine interest in building relationships. I want you to be in this constant communication. I want you to follow up on your clients. I want to be communicating with them frequently. Don't only call them when you are calling them, asking them, when are you buying the next Omega? When are you buying the next colon? When are you buying the next muscle bone care? When are you coming back for training? Ladies and gentlemen, there is more to life than just Super Omega. You can get this person buying even more Omegas than they were supposed to buy, depending on how you relate with them. When you show your client you care, ladies and gentlemen, when you can, by the way, the kids are back home. You need to buy for them Super Focus. You need to buy for them gummies, by the way. There are these very nutritious kiddie gummies that we have. Imagine, instead of your kids buying them sweets and whatever, how about if you bought them these gummies? And you know what? Because they know you care genuinely, you find them opening doors even to other products. And when you handle your client well, your product client well, you see them coming back saying, you know what? By the way, I can also be a member, by the way. I love this thing. I love your products. How about if I can become a member and become loyal to the what? To the products. It all comes back to how do you communicate. Are we together? And ladies and gentlemen, the different mediums of communication. One thing you need to know is, do not only be on one platform if you want to keep people sometimes. You want to be changing all the time. Don't only go on WhatsApp all the time. Also make direct calls. Make direct calls. If you can even reach them, go to their homes. If you can even reach them, go there. They are your neighbors. Go and knock on the door on Sunday. Hi, how are you? How's everyone? As passing by, said, let me check on you. They stay in Entebbe. You say, you know what? I was in Entebbe. Let me check on you. Are we together? On weekends sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, some of you go for dinners, you hang out. Hang out with your downlines. Hang out with your downlines. Go for a dinner with your downline. Go for lunch with your downline, where you've been having the same lunch with other people outside your networks. I'm not saying chase away other people who are not, I'm not saying chase them away. No, keep them also. But also, look at these people as your clients. This is your business. These are your business partners. Are we together? It is in those light moments, ladies and gentlemen, that the bond between you and them even grows way, way stronger. It goes beyond business. Ladies and gentlemen, someone sees you or looks at you beyond just phone calls. They look at you beyond the morning sale. They look at you beyond the normal presentations. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, remember birthdays. Send appreciation messages. Share new updates. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook is very good. It keeps on reminding us. It keeps on reminding us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're downline, your client has a birthday, send. They have got an achievement maybe outside there while they are working. Recognize them. Are we together? They have got a party. Congratulate them for the successful party they had. Are we together? Their kid has completed kindergarten. They have graduated. They have got that thing. Congratulate the kid. Are we together? They have bought a product. Send an appreciation message. How many of us have seen Stanbic Bank sending us messages end of the year? MTN sending us messages end of the year. Are we together? Or maybe on your special days, you see them sending. Do the same. Do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to strengthen the relationship between you and your clients, the relationship between you and your downlines. Are we together? And ladies and gentlemen, they're saying, a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. A happy customer. Are we together? A satisfied customer. Someone who feels, you know what? I am good here. I have found my home. That is the best strategy for your business. The guy will never go anywhere. How many of us have got these shops we've been buying from that even if the guy does not have the product, but there are other shops next, you say it's okay. You don't have the sugar. When is it coming? In the evening. Okay, I'll take it in the evening. I'll come and buy sugar in the evening. But there are other shops which have sugar. But because this guy, he has served you well, you are satisfied with the relationship you have with them. You are satisfied with the service he gives you. You are satisfied with his honesty. Ladies and gentlemen, you will feel that every penny of yours for groceries must go to this guy, not another person. Are we together? Because any changes, they communicate. They have handled you with integrity. They have respected you in their business. They have really tried to do everything they can to keep you. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. How many of us, you remember when we were growing up in our neighborhoods, there is that shopkeeper that your family has been buying from for ages. Other shops have come and gone, but you've maintained the same guy. There's this clinic, there's this hospital you have been going to up to now. That's where you're going for the last how many years? Gentlemen, saloons. How many of us have been going to the same barber for the last how many years? I remember there is a guy who used to shave me in Makere at Mitchell. Was it Mitchell? A short guy called Paul. The guy is still there. Even when I completed the campus, I would go to the same guy. I would move to the same guy for almost like 10 years. Are we together? I changed him when the pocket became bigger. He didn't upgrade. But I was satisfied with his services. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at my downlines, my clients. Are they satisfied? If they are satisfied, even when the product delays, they are okay. Even when business goes down, they are okay. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, be available and responsive. Respond promptly to customer inquiries and concerns. Consistently deliver by meeting the customer's expectations as promised. Be available for your team by showing up regularly. Create an open door feeling where they feel safe to ask for help without judgment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want that when you choose to go and do an ad, a Facebook ad, you do a WhatsApp ad, you do a boost, you do a post, make sure you are ready to respond to those inquiries. Make sure you are ready, ladies and gentlemen, to do what? To be available, to handle your guests when they come. Don't invite people. One of the techniques to winning someone is never invite someone and they reach out when you're not here. You've lost it. They come here and you are fumbling. You start telling them, and now, do you know the winner? You know you're not available, but you insist on your lie. I am coming. I'd gone to one again. 20 minutes, I am coming. 30 minutes, I'm coming. 1 hour, go and meet who? Go and meet Mr. Jim. He's going to attend to you. I am coming. 1 hour and a half. The prospect says, let me go back. You handed them over to someone. Let me be honest, ladies and gentlemen. You don't lose anything by telling the person, you know what? Man, I'm sorry. Something came up, and for anyone, something can come up. I want you to find confidence. I want you to find that strength of telling your prospect, you know what? I made an appointment with you, but something came up, I couldn't make it. I'm requesting, meet so and so. But for sure, I'm going to get back to you. For sure, I'm going to put in the time and look for you and go look for that guy. Do you know how it feels when someone says, come and visit me at home, and you reach and he says, meet my kids, me, I'm not around? How does it feel? Are we together? Don't worry, my sister is in the house, but you're the one who told me to come to the house. And then you keep telling me, I'm coming. I don't have any jobs with your sister. I don't have any jobs with your brother. I'm seeing everything is awkward in the house. No one cares about me. And then you tell me you're coming. After 1 hour, I say, I'm going. Will I ever come back? It's gone. It's done. That's a mistake some of us are making. Be available and responsive. Set an appointment. Respect the appointment more than a client will respect the appointment. It's better for you to wait for the client than the client. Actually, it's not better. It is a must for you to wait for your client than your client waiting for you. In the first place, you're the one who requested for the appointment. You're the one who requested to meet this person, but you're the one who's backing out. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, be available for your team by showing up regularly. Be there. Be available. Let them see you around. Are we together? When you have a minute, meet with them. Meet different groups. Are we together? Be available. And ladies and gentlemen, create an open door feeling. Let people feel comfortable coming to and say, up and have this. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you are going to build trust and strong relationships with your downlines, with your clients. In front of your downlines and uplines and clients' downlines or your customers, never feel big in front of them. These are the guys who are keeping you up there. The ones keeping you up there. When you become so big and they go, are you still big? You're back down. You're back down. Ladies and gentlemen, provide value. Provide value. My question is, what is special about you? What is special about you that other people cannot provide or cannot give? What is special about you apart from the product you're giving me? Is the question. What is special about you that I shouldn't leave this opportunity and go look for another opportunity? Are we together? It comes back to what is the value addition? What contribution are you making in the team? Ladies and gentlemen, offer valuable advice to your customers, like recommendations on which products to use. Offer tips on why this product. Offer tips on how, ladies and gentlemen, someone has come to do slimming. Yes, you're selling trim tone, but what extra advice are you giving them on top of selling your product to them? Are you giving them tips on the diet? That's adding value. Are you giving them tips on the exercise that they're supposed to do? That is value addition. Someone has joined your team. Are you giving them strategies for them to grow their business? Yes, I know they're supposed to work hard and they're working hard. But what is that extra value you are adding to them? Are we together? Is it that extra minute you're giving them? That 1 extra hour you're giving them because you feel, I want this person to be better? Let me be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Those extra tips are what shows how genuine you are in the growth, in the development of this person. That extra initiative you're putting in, that extra incentive you're putting in, that extra mile you are going is what shows the level of genuineness, the level of integrity and honesty in what you actually promised. That extra tip goes an extra mile. What are you doing for your team extra? Everyone is attending a training. What extra thing are you providing? Everyone is attending a presentation. What extra thing are you providing? The company is giving us a Zoom every Tuesday. What extra are you providing? Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, share product education before pushing for a sale. Let someone feel, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about you selling your product, but it's about genuinely wishing this person to be well. That even before you give someone a product, you go an extra mile of saying, you know what, this is the information about the product. You get your book, go through it, read for them, go on the internet, research for them. All that information you're giving them. Then you also go an extra mile. Maybe you go to one of the pharmacists, or you go to one of the doctors, or you go even to the manager. You are all looking at, how do I give this guy a package just beyond the product they are taking? That they don't feel they've only taken a product, but they've also taken something which is priceless. What they could have paid for as consultation fees out there, they've gotten for free. That is what's going to win you more people in your business. That extra meeting you have of, guys, come here. I've discovered something. There is something I realized, us as a team. How about if we can do this and this and this and this? Imagine if we can do this and this and this in our business. What can happen to your business? Imagine those extra small meetings for 1, 2, 3 people are what actually build or what strengthen the relationship you have with your downlines. The trust these people are going to have in you because of the extra mile you are going. Ladies and gentlemen, strategies to use to grow their networks. What is your value or contribution to the customer that others don't offer? Is a question you need to be asking yourself every single day. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, every single day, go and do your own research. Go do your own research. Every single day, I come up with my own PowerPoint. Every day, I come up with a PowerPoint. Either on leadership, either team building, either on marketing, either on inviting, but every day, I have a folder on my laptop which has got raw data. Raw data. I go gather. I'm gathering every single day. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm always thinking for my business. I'm thinking for my team. How do I get these people moving? How do I enhance their growth? How do I get them from point A to point B? If that point B, how do we move from B to D? How do we move from D to M? Are you together? And maybe if this person, through their hard work, they were supposed to actually take 3 years to succeed. How about if I can shorten their success into 1 year? That if this person was supposed to use Trimton and maybe get the results after 4 months, how about if I can also give them extra information about their deity? That instead of 4 months, they only do 2 months. What is the value or contribution to the customers that others do not offer? I want to end with this. In network marketing, trust is the bridge and relationships and the road. Together, they lead to lasting success. Ladies and gentlemen, I want every single day, I want you to go and read about, what is it called? Which bank do they call it? It's something to do with mentality, something to do with the emotional bank account. The emotional bank account. Every single day, I want you to always ask yourself, I have this person as my client. I have this person as my downline. How much am I depositing in that account every single day? Every day, look at depositing there At least, even if it is 1 cent, deposit it there. Even if it is 1 cent, deposit it. Send that message. Sending that message, making that phone call, saying hello to them, checking on them, sending appreciations, giving them that extra tip. All those are deposits you're doing what? You're making. Your showing up is a deposit you're making. Your training them is a deposit you are making. Every single day, make sure you are depositing in someone's account. Every single day, make sure someone's emotional account, you are keeping there your own money. Open up an account with them. Ladies and gentlemen, in the bad times, in the tough times, in the times when business is not moving, that is where you are going to be withdrawing from. That is what's going to buy you more time with that downline, with that client that you have. When your product is not available and they will still say, it is okay. The muscle bone is out of stock. It is okay. Why? You have always been depositing. They will know for sure this was not intentional. They will know this is genuine because you have been genuine before. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Let's go and prepare for our afternoon presentation. May the Almighty God bless you.